let's zoom in on Europe right now, where secret discussions have been underway in the event that Donald Trump has the United States leave NATO, which Donald Trump threatens to do every day, for Europe to form something called European NATO.
So MeidasTouch just broke down Europe's unprecedented move to plan a NATO without America. And this is genuinely historic. We're watching traditional allies prepare for U.S. abandonment while Trump threatens the alliance daily. This exposes how isolated America has become globally.
And there have been secret discussions between Germany, between the UK, between France, between the Nordic countries, with Canada being involved in this as well, and Australia and other countries that are currently part of NATO, to create a deterrence against Russia in the event that Donald Trump withdraws from NATO and essentially joins an alliance with Russia, North Korea, and perhaps China.
Germany's participation here is massive. They've resisted independent European defense for decades, preferring U.S. protection. When Germany joins contingency planning against American withdrawal, it signals they see Trump's threats as credible and existential.
They've been having a lot of meetings about this, and the president of Finland, Alexander Stubb, conveyed this to Donald Trump as well. When Donald Trump continued to threaten NATO, Stubb reached out and said, "We want to let you know that Europe is planning on taking defense in our own hands, so you can keep on threatening us, Donald, but this ain't going to be business as usual."
Finland just joined NATO in 2023 specifically because of Putin's aggression. For their president to directly confront Trump shows how quickly new members recognize the threat isn't just Russia, it's American unreliability under Trump.
He said, "NATO wasn't there for us, and they won't be there for us in the future." Donald J. Trump, by the way, he was also attacking Pope Leo XIV again, just ranting and raving like a lunatic last night. "Will someone please tell Pope Leo that Iran has killed at least 42,000 innocent, completely unarmed protesters in the last 2 months, and that for Iran to have a nuclear bomb is absolutely unacceptable? Thank you for your attention to this matter. America is back."
Trump claims NATO wasn't there for America, but Article 5 was invoked exactly once, after 9/11, when every NATO ally sent troops to Afghanistan for us. His historical revisionism drives allies away while proving their point about American unreliability.
China being viewed as a stabilizing force, as the emerging or the actual superpower in the world, as Donald Trump has turned the United States into this erratic menace, rogue, criminal regime country. And it's embarrassing to say that as an American, but this ain't America back. This is America alone, and America very weak. But
this China shift is real. The UAE and Spain meeting Xi simultaneously while snubbing Washington shows Middle Eastern and European leaders hedging against American chaos. China's Belt and Road investments suddenly look stable compared to Trump's volatility.
And it was clear that they're saying, we're really focused on building our relationships elsewhere with China or wherever suits our interests, not we value the security umbrella that the United States provides, which was once the official foreign policy position of Saudi Arabia. Also,
Saudi Arabia pivoting from the U.S. security umbrella is seismic. Since 1945, they've relied on American military protection in exchange for oil stability. When that foundational relationship cracks, it reshapes entire regional power dynamics.
I mean, obviously for Donald Trump, he's so much of a Putin bootlicker and a sycophant to realize that Biden's investment paid off, both in terms of strengthening NATO, which Donald Trump wants to destroy right now, right? Biden added 2 countries to NATO, but also by investing in Ukraine, Ukraine developed the critical military technology that's needed now, which Donald Trump wants to say, I don't want to look at that.
Biden's Ukraine investment created the exact military technology now protecting European borders. Trump wanting to abandon that for Putin shows the difference between strategic leadership and puppet governance. Europe sees this clearly.
Europe is accelerating a NATO fallback plan in case Trump pulls out. The continent is drawing up a contingency for greater European involvement as tensions rise over the Iran war. And you take a look at this article, and we'll just go over it briefly together. Europe is accelerating this NATO fallback plan, a fallback plan to ensure Europe can defend itself using NATO's existing military structures if the U.S. departs is gaining traction after getting a buy-in from Germany, a long-term opponent of a go-it-alone approach.
The Wall Street Journal reporting this proves it's not speculation, it's active planning. Germany historically opposed European-only defense, preferring transatlantic unity. Their participation signals they see Trump's NATO threats as genuinely dangerous.
Tube's like, do it. Do it. We'll call your bluff. If you want to do it, we have our own organization that we're building and go ahead and do it. So Donald Trump, who calls NATO a paper tiger because Trump says he and Putin talk about NATO as a paper tiger, NATO has made the plan to cut Donald Trump out of it. And they're calling his bluff. Do it.
This completely backfired on Trump's negotiating strategy. He thought NATO threats would force concessions, but instead sparked European independence planning. Putin's influence over Trump's NATO hostility is now driving the alliance to cut America out.
Peter Magyar said Hungary will not reach out to Donald Trump first. Hungary's new prime minister, Magyar, stated he's not going to proactively call Donald Trump, but he said, look, if Donald Trump reaches out to us in Hungary, we will be happy to take his phone call and we will behave professionally, of course, but we are not going to rush and take his phone call. Rather, we're not going to rush and make the phone call to him. And frankly, that's how you have to treat Donald Trump.
Hungary's shift post-Orban is telling. The new leadership won't grovel to Trump like Orban did. This professional distance approach, wait for him to call first, shows world leaders learned how to handle Trump's transactional psychology.
As Dropsite explains, the Trump regime has quietly directed Pentagon officials and other U.S. government agencies to step up preparations for a possible military operation against Cuba. In Donald Trump's mind, the war in Iran is over, and that the next stop, this is how he thinks about it, is Cuba. Next stop, Cuba, we're going to do it.
Trump's Cuba focus shows Cold War thinking while allies pursue economic diplomacy with China. Military threats against Cuba accomplish nothing strategically. It's pure domestic theater while real geopolitical shifts happen elsewhere without American influence.
I mean, this guy's just going around like the Pied Piper of ruining America's standing in the world. And now Cuba's next. But we'll keep you posted every step of the way on the MeidasTouch Network, as we always do. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 7 million subscribers. We appreciate you.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to add the...
We're witnessing America's self-isolation in real time. European NATO planning, Middle Eastern China pivots, Hungary's professional distance, all because Trump's chaos drove reliable allies to hedge against American unreliability. The world is moving on.